just because I'm sure some of the audience out there are probably, still kind of like getting all glassy-eyed on us here while we're talking about the UN. Would you care to comment on any of the atrocities they carried out, such as the slaughter over in Katanga, allowing civilians in Haiti to be killed within eyesight of UN peacekeepers, and some of their sovereignty dissolving ideas, I
Well,
guess?
the United States fought in Korea under the UN banner, totally under the UN banner. And we lost, 56,000 men were killed, many wounded, and we're still over there. That was your UN at work, folks. Okay? Back in the early 60s, there was a province of what used to be the Belgian Congo. It was called Katanga. It was led by a pro-Western Christian man, mostly Shombe, and he seceded when the country was taken over by a man trained in Moscow, Patrice Lumumba. And you thought, well, this is good. He seceded. He set up a separate entity, and blacks and whites lived in this little area very well. There weren't any problems. It was, the standard of living wasn't what we have, but it was improving, and it was nothing but positive. Well, the UN declared war against these folks. The United States didn't send troops, but we sent supplies. Because I actually knew a man that was part of the mission. He was in the Air Force flying in supplies. He had no idea what just young, airman doing his job. But we had white troops and Indian troops going in there, killing, bombing hospitals. It was brutal, and it was subjected, and of course sent back under the banner of the country, which is now Zaire. And of course, the PLO and many other terrorist organizations welcome there. They have observation status. Early 70s, the UN kicked out Free China and embraced Communist China. In fact, there was I have a video clip when they voted to expel nationalist China and bring in Communist China. They were applauding wildly. It was like a bunch of drunken fans after the baseball hits a grand slam in the ninth inning. They were just so giddy with joy that these communist butchers, the worst butchers in the history of mankind, were allowed to have a presence at the UN. Then you had, you mentioned Rwanda. Well, the UN mission, now there was a movie called Hotel Rwanda, which didn't get it completely accurate. But the man in charge of the mission, the military mission, was a Canadian general, and he got wind of the plan to wipe out, close to 1 million people. And he tried to intervene. He was told by the civilian head of the UN mission, who was the overall boss, not to do anything. In fact, some UN vehicles were used to get the Hutus to kill the Tutsis. Anyway, that man, by the way, was Kofi Annan, and he eventually became head of the UN, and he gets a Nobel Peace Prize. So, and most of these people were killed by machetes. That's what makes it so brutal. And the UN sat back because the UN has a population control problem. They like the idea. They don't have any problem with these folks being wiped out because people aren't sustainable. You see too many people in the world. Jacques Cousteau, the late much beloved undersea world of Jacques Cousteau guy, he was at the UN conference at Rio in 1992. And you can go on YouTube. You can go on Google this and find it anywhere. UNESCO period, I think it was November of 91, he said that we have 350,000 people that they have to be eliminated. And this guy didn't smile. I'm joking, haha. Oh, he meant it because he didn't volunteer himself. But so that's the mindset of these folks and the folks at the UN. Now, when people hear this, oh, well, the UN does a lot of good things. You can't just say there's bad people. It needs to be. It can be reformed. You can't reform something that's intrinsically evil. That's the bottom line. And yes, they have this compassion fund. There might have been a few times when they've done something beneficial. Usually, the UN or the UN member nation created the problem, and they come out and solve it. And when I give a presentation, I mention the Brazilian rainforest. Remember that? All the green capitalists are cutting down all the rainforest. It's going to destroy the world. All the terrible things are going to happen. Well, the scientists in Brazil said this would not be good soil for farmland. So we shouldn't be doing this to them. This is not going to work. So okay, we're not going to do it. Oh no, the UN came in with the IMF. Oh, we're going to do it. We have the money. We're going to do it. And after it was done, oh look at this is terrible what we've done to the rainforest. We need to have more world control, world heritage sites, and so forth. So the UN creates the problem, and they also solve it in the same laboratory as I think Fred Bastiat said back in 1850. Government causes a problem, and then they have a solution for it.
Problem
Always
reaction
means
solution.
more power.
Yep.
It's a very simple formula, too. You have to ask yourself, anytime you hear about a new bill being proposed or a new idea, these politicians, oh, he has some good ideas. Save me from people with good ideas. Ask yourself a few questions. Will it give more power to a government branch? Local, state, federal? And how much will this cost? And what is the externalities? Will it destroy business? Will it destroy productivity? And of course, is it constitutional? That should be the first question you ask, right?
Definitely.
And instead of saying, "Oh, it sounds like a good idea," because NAFTA sounded like a good idea, didn't it? NAFTA was going to save us from all the illegals. They wouldn't be coming in anymore. It was going to make everybody, well, we can buy stuff from all these countries and not have to worry about tariffs, and people are going to buy our stuff. And, well, about 2 million jobs lost. And it devastated Mexico, too, by the way, because we were selling them cheap grain, and a lot of the agricultural workers were leaving the farms. Well, no problem. We're in the factories now because of all the relocation of American factories in Mexico. But after a few years, the Chinese said, hey, we can undersell Mexico. So the companies moved to China. And these huge factory cities are gone. And the Mexicans said, well, no farms, no factories. That's okay. We'll just go into the United States anyway.
Yeah, and I think it was...
So it made it worse.
Right, and it was David Rockefeller who pretty much openly admitted as well, too, that, and I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something to the effect of after 500 years of work,
right.
it would be a crime not to pass this as it establishes a financial world dictatorship, essentially.
He said something. Well, he wouldn't be so foolish as to use the word dictatorship, but he said something like, "This is the biggest advancement towards the new world order in the Western Hemisphere."
Yeah,
and he almost never writes anything because why should he? He pays people to do all that. He doesn't have to write anything. He just sits there and with his name tag, and everybody schmoozes him. He's got all the billions of dollars and the influence. So he and Kissinger both wrote similar things. And old Gingrich was in on it too, by the way. Newt Gingrich is conservative, this guy that you get his emails from Human Events, and most of them I don't disagree with. I said, I only wish you meant it, you fraud. Why don't you come out, Newt, and tell us that you repent from your past. Tell us that you regret being a Nelson Rockefeller supporter in 1968. Tell people that you were wrong about NAFTA, that you were wrong about advocating a UN standing army, that you're no longer embracing New Age beliefs, that the coffers are no longer your close confidants. Tell the people that, and maybe we'll forgive you, but we will not trust you, Newt, because you had that influence and you lied to us. So you might be a good advisor advising us about these insiders, but don't tell us that you have something to offer.
Exactly.
But most people don't know this. And when you bring it up, and people, you have to be careful because people just have this personality, they're enamored by people, and you have to be a little bit, let them find out on their own. Give them a little bit of information about it. Another one is the late Bill Buckley. I mean, people just worship this man. Why, I don't know. If you talk about a treacherous man who did so much damage to the freedom movement, he was the one that left the insiders anointed to be sort of the keeper of the gate, the only respectable advocates of the respectable conservatives, those that lose in a gentlemanly fashion. We can win the debates as we lose the vote and lose the country, and that was Buckley.
In closing, what's a good way for people to get a hold of the John Birch Society, and you as well have a personal YouTube account too, don't you?
Well, I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, it's under Hal Shurtleff, so you can contact me through there. And I've got a lot of stuff I'm posting. And we have a website, jbs.org, and you can actually ask to be contacted or find out. You get my number through there if whatever state you might be in or city or town. You can click on and you'll get a local, either a chapter leader or the local field rep. And you'll be able to contact us that way as well. But it's not just getting onto a website and getting information. You've got to meet some folks and work with us. That's what we need to do. So just knowing the information is. And a lot of people will come to, I know about this already. Okay, fine. Then you need your help to help expose this. There's not enough of this right now.
Definitely.
We need people going to every town hall and city hall in the country with information on Agenda 21. We can't do that right now. We can do it with some, but we need people all over the place. Every town has to be doing this. We need to have local chapters all over the country. I told people at this meeting in Carver, Massachusetts, 90 people. I said if there was one active chapter in the John Birch Society in Carver, Agenda 21 would have never come to town. So that's what they should be doing. And I give up my phone number too, if you like. I'll say it slow, so hopefully everybody will get it. It's 857-498-1309. I'll say it again, 857-498-1309.
All right. Well, thanks again, Hal, for coming and
well, thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing, too. It's a very important work, and I appreciate it.
Oh, well, thank you very much. All right, take care, Hal. Have a good day.
Okay.
All right.
Bye now. You too.
Bye. And that will conclude my interview with Hal Shurtleff. Again, you can check out his personal channel at youtube.com/Hal Shurtleff. You can check out the John Birch Society at www.jbs.org. And here on YouTube, their channel is, I believe, youtube.com/Liberty News Network 1. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Keep checking back. More videos on the way. Take care.